Let's talk some law. This is Radio 97. Our resident lawyer, Despina Priala of boutique law firm Priala Legal in Runaway Bay, with us on a Thursday morning to offer her legal expertise. She provides general advice on the latest of hot topics, and she has experience that spans more than 25 years in areas including property and commercial law. She prepares wills as part of estate planning and litigation as well. She's joined us for this Thursday. Morning, Despina.
Good morning, Wayne. Good morning, Brooke.
Good morning, Despina. Welcome back, Despina and Wayno. So
Yes.
good. It's been a couple of weeks since we've all been together. And of course, there's been some red hot topics lately in the media. And this particular one is super interesting because an influencer in New South Wales has won $300,000 in a defamation case. And the defamation actually took place online through social media, which is what we've spoken about so much on the show in the past year or so. So, yeah, what are the details? What happened, Des?
Yes, so I'd love to talk about this. And I think I am correct in saying we are living in a social media age.
Yep.
Most definitely. And I think this year, above all years, as we progress each year with technology and the, I won't call it the advancement of social media, but I guess the continued use of social media, that these sorts of cases are coming out more and more. And if you remember, we did talk about the changes to the defamation laws that were actually consistent throughout all states and territories in Australia last year. So the laws that were existing were amended in July last year in New South Wales. And this is the first case, you were right when you said that, this is the first case of an award of damages under those new laws in New South Wales. So it's significant. And the award was $300,000 against an influencer. So this was definitely a defamation case, as I said, and it was really involving two influencers in New South Wales in different areas. But essentially, this was a social media case. So we want to talk about that and really bring it home to the listeners again, whoever you are out there and whoever is listening, that the laws are out there to protect people against defamation. They are there, they are real, they are live, and they will be used by people who feel that their reputation has been injured. Okay, and this is exactly what's happened with this particular influencer, and which is why he lodged a claim and then he ended up winning and got this award. And it's a significant amount.
It's a lot of money, $300,000.
It is. So let's not take it lightly. So $300,000 was awarded to this Sydney food reviewer and influencer. Now, some people out there might know who the person is when I mention his name. Who knows? But his influencer name on Instagram is called Sir Eats a Lot Martin. Okay,
nice. Sounds very
yes. Well, apparently he's a food reviewer, so I guess the name Eats a Lot it is all part of that persona. Yes, so apparently there were a lot of videos and publications by another influencer out there called Abracadabra.
Even a better name.
Exactly. And when I mention these names, people might be listening going, oh, surely this can't be real. It is. It's very real, and this actually happened. So we want people to have their ears pricked up to listen very carefully. Look, the short of it was that these publications that were issued online by this particular influencer called Abracadabra were defamatory because he ended up calling the other influencer, Sir Eats a Lot Martin, lots of terrible names such as pedophile, such as racist, and pedo dog, and all these horrible things. He actually went to the extent in one of his videos to Photoshop a picture of the influencer walking down Bondi Beach. So this particular influencer that was aggrieved, apparently he had some involvement with the NRL's Indigenous All-Stars game. Mm-hmm. And it was quite a successful venture, and he assisted them with various things, and he promoted that. And this was part of the work that he did as an influencer, apparently. And there was a picture of him involving that particular promotion. So this other person took that photo, photoshopped it, and put it on social media and actually wrote the word racist all over it. So you can imagine if this is involving you, all right, and you're obviously not that person, and this person's out there, and they're not just issuing one publication. As this case said, this person continued to publish and republish continual videos over and over and over again. So there was this continual reputation being injured and damaged over and over and over again by these continual publications, even up to days before the trial. This person was still doing it.
Why was he so angry?
Well, as the court was saying, and I'm just reading this from the case, so it's not my own personal views, of course. Apparently, he took offence because the other person was on social media as part of being a food reviewer. He was comparing halal meat to bacon.
Oh.
And the other person who thought he was doing offensive things by doing that was a Muslim, and he took offense to this other person saying these things as part of his role as food reviewer, and thought he was trying to educate and influence the Muslim community and their own culture, which of course he wasn't trying to do. Well, I can't speak for his mind, but obviously the court agreed with that, that's not the purpose of it, and he wasn't aggrieving anybody. He was just out there talking about different types of food. Now, this person took offense in relation to that and said that he rudely attempted to educate the Islamic public on this type of food.
Wow.
Right? So he took offense at that, but he really showed how he took offense by, unfortunately for him, published all these defamatory videos and about this other person, and then ended up having this award of damages made against him by the court for $300,000.
And I think what that shows, of course, is that you simply can't say what you want. We do have freedom of speech to some degree, but you just simply can't say the first thing that comes into your mind and stick it out on social media and hopefully it'll go away, because it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. And this is the lesson I want to bring home again. And I'm sure when people out there will understand what I'm about to say, and that is that, as I said before, we live in this social media age, and our social culture has been dominated by social media for some time now. There are people out there that believe that they can express their feelings about an issue like a statement of fact. And it's not a statement of fact. It's just how you feel about a situation. And this perceived right people have, that I can say whatever I like because this is how I feel, and I'm going to tell everybody how I feel. All right, well, if you do that, you might get yourself into a lot of trouble because there are laws out there.
Yeah, going to court. That's crazy.
Absolutely. I mean, much of what we see on social media really reveals the state of our public culture, and I have to say that. This social media is really it's underpinning our society to a large extent. So people really do need to be careful, super, super careful. There are laws out there to protect people. If you go out there and defame someone, you can't just go and tell people what you think of someone. You might think it, but you can't go out and say whatever you like. We have freedom of speech, but we also have laws that protect people from being defamed. And particularly, I want to mention what Judge Gibson said in this case. And what she said here is that hurt to the plaintiffs, so the person that was aggrieved, hurt to the plaintiff's feelings is of particular importance in this claim. The plaintiff has suffered not only hurt and anxiety, but also from feelings of outrage, humiliation, and helplessness at being unable to stop these attacks. And that was the thing. There was no way to stop this person. So how else do you do it? We've got the defamation laws. If you have seen to have defamed someone, there will be an award of damages made against you. And it's very real.
Yeah, got to be careful of what we say and what we put online. Very true. Awesome advice there. And coming up next, Lotto winner is upset because Centrelink is now reducing his regular pension payment. But why? The details to this are so interesting. So if you buy your lotto and you get excited to win every week, and if you're possibly on a pension, you have to listen to this. It's coming up on Talking Law with Despina Priala.